Take 3 Wrestling Podcast. It is Thursday, January 30th, 2025. It is Royal Rumble weekend. We are back in the saddle again. Before we get into the fun, I'd like to start the show off by sending our thoughts and prayers to everybody involved in the horrific plane accident that took place over the greater DMV last night, early this morning. Obviously, it's come out that a lot of people involved were from like the figure skating community. I've seen all of those posts start coming in. I'll say, as someone who grew up in that area, I obviously know the Potomac River very well. Not a fun situation. So obviously, us here at the Take the Wrestling Podcast would like to send our thoughts and prayers to everybody involved in the situation. And obviously, we're not rocket scientists. We're not pilots, or two-thirds of us really aren't even airplane people. They hate them. So yeah, unfortunate situation that occurred. So our thoughts are with everybody there. We're going to try to plug along here with a fun-filled show. Obviously, fantasy wrestling implications will be at a big thing this week. We'll be making some roster moves. I think all of us will be at this point. We have the Royal Rumble preview show. Joe has a Jacob Fatu topic, and I have Royal Rumble centric blind rankings that we're going to sprinkle in throughout the duration of the show. So got a chocked full one with you guys for the final show of the month of January. Weird to say out loud. January has felt like it's gone on for about 17 weeks, and it's finally coming to an end.
Yeah, man. I echo what you say, Mike. Just a horrible situation there last night, but we're gonna try to be entertaining as best we can. What in my opinion is the most exciting WWE event of the year. Like WrestleMania, the biggest. SummerSlam's the big party of the summer. But to me, the Royal Rumble is the most exciting because it is really kind of the most unpredictable of anything WWE does.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. Joe, what's going on?
Not much. Chewing ice.
Shocker.
I know, right? I will agree. In a good WWE year, the Rumble can be the most exciting event. Like if the Rumble's not exciting, it's probably not a very good year for WWE. So right now, I think we're having a very good year.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm all in on that.
Absolutely.
All right, so I guess let me ask you guys, where do we want to start? Do we want to get the fantasy wrestling stuff out of the way? Do we want to hop into topic? Do we want to do a blind ranking to get this thing?
Why don't we kick it off with a blind ranking? Blind rankings are always fun. So yeah, why don't we kick it off with that?
All right. So the first blind ranking that we're going to do, we're going to blind rank winners of the men's Royal Rumble.
Okay.
I have 5 men's Royal Rumble victors, the year specific. So I will give you the year, and then I will tell you who the victor was. You guys are going to blind rank them 1 through 5, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. We will start with number 1. We'll go back to the year 2011, the largest Royal Rumble in January Royal Rumble history. The victor, Alberto Del Taco.
5. Worst.
So 1 is best and 5 is worst.
Correct.
Yeah.
And once we use the number, we can't use it again.
And you guys have to come up with a team answer. This is a team answer.
I vote 5 because I can't vote 6 for Alberto.
See, okay. I agree that he's a low rank because that win went nowhere fast.
Mm-hmm.
Edge's last match for 10 years.
Yes, and we only saw most of it because of the
Goddamn
headlight.
headlight. Goddamn headlight.
But I will say this. We don't know what other Royal Rumble winners this man has ready to throw at us.
Correct.
And of all of the other Royal Rumble winners, like Hulk Hogan's in there twice.
Fair.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan won one of these things. I think we need to leave room for that.
Right.
There might be one worse.
All right. So you want to go 4?
I would go 4.
All right. We'll go 4. We'll go.
All
4.
right, Alberto Del Rio, number 4. Second up, Ernest Christian's favorite Royal Rumble 2020 victor, Drew McIntyre.
Oh man, that is such a good run. I know we'd like joke about it, but that's
not a strong one.
The 2020 Royal Rumble's a fucking bop all around, and that Drew win. That I don't want to say it's the best.
I feel like this is like same logic in the other direction.
I'd be good at 2. Like part of me wants to go 1, but I also don't want recency bias to win, so I'll say 2.
Yeah, I'm a 2 too.
All right.
2-2. All right, 2015 in the City of Brotherly Love. Prior to him being the tribal chief, he was Tactical Vest Roman.
Oh man, that crowd just hated every moment.
Every piece of that fucking thing.
The Rock couldn't even save it.
Nope.
Well,
yeah, Roman couldn't have been any less over if he was dressed as Santa in Philly that night.
Yeah, man. Wow. I feel like this is a 3.
So you have 1, 3, and 4 left.
It's like it's not worse than Alberto Del Rio, but it's certainly not better.
No, we have 1, 3, and 5.
Yes, I'm sorry. You have 1, 3, and 5.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. 1, 3,
Yeah,
and 5.
so it's not worse than ADR, but it's not better than Drew. So I feel like this is almost has to be a 3.
Yeah, I'm there.
All right, so Roman Reigns is in 3rd place. All right, next up, this one should be a fun one. I think you guys will probably scream at me when I say it out loud. The winner of the...
Oh, no. I feel like I know where you're going with this.
You know what? Yeah.
No. Oh, is it what I think?
The winner of the 2004 Royal Rumble, Chris Benoit.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That one's not allowed.
oh no. This has to be 5, right?
This match didn't even happen.
Like, this can't be.
Don't you remember in 2004 when the Royal Rumble was canceled and then Shawn Michaels and Triple H fought in a triple threat match at WrestleMania?
Against Vacant?
Yeah, against Vacant. Vacant had a good night at WrestleMania.
Great night.
Square Garden.
Great night.
I mean, it has to be 5, right, Joe? Like, we can't put this at 1.
Aren't you glad now that we saved
I am.
5?
That was a good call, Joe. That was a good call. It's a 5. It has to be a 5.
All right. At number 5 is Chris Benoit. At number 4 is Alberto Del Rio. Number 3 is the pre-tribal chief Roman Reigns. 2 is Drew McIntyre. And your number 1 men's Royal Rumble winner. We go to the year 1999, Mr. McMahon.
Oh, God.
I don't hate it. There was a good storyline.
Drew should have been 1. I could even take Mr. McMahon at 2.
Like,
Otherwise,
if you're just judging on storyline, if you're just judging on storyline and nothing with interns, that's not the worst to end up at number 1.
No, it's not the first, or it's not the worst. Like I said, personally, if I could fix them in hindsight, Drew would be 1. I'd even be fine with McMahon at 2 because that Roman one left a lot to be desired.
There was a world where I contemplated putting Flair on there, but I felt like if I led with Flair, that was going to be the slam dunk number 1. And then it was just going to be, where does Vince McMahon, Chris Benoit, Alberto Del Rio shake out from there?
Yeah.
So that is the men's Royal Rumble winners. I do have the women's ones teed up. And then I have
there's
surprises.
something really wrong with the fact that lineup was a rapist, a murderer, wife beater.
Right. Well, to be fair, that was all just our number 5.
Not wrong.
Yeah, nope.
Not
And then,
wrong.
yeah, then there was the other 4.
Yeah, no, see, that was the thing. I purposely put Benoit on there because I was wondering if we were going to pull the. There's no way that we can have him anywhere higher than 5, right?
Right. Well, man, Joe, I'm glad
Yeah.
you talked me out of Alberto at 5. You did the right thing there, bud.
Yep.
Joe
You're
knows
welcome.
where this is going.
Joe knows. Yeah.
Do we want to do the women's one while we're here, and then we can
Yeah,
get
why
into-
not?
Yeah.
All right. First up, the winner of the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble, Belay,
Ooh.
Mrs. Pam.
I feel like it's a pretty strong one. People love Pam. Went on to be a successful title win at Mania. I'm thinking 2-ish.
I would like her more at 3. I feel like it's a little more middle of the pack. Like it's not the worst, but it wasn't my favorite, which kind of describes Bayley in a nutshell for me.
That's fair. I mean,
Also describes most women to you.
I would tend to agree. I probably enjoy Bayley more than you do. Like, I think that's
No. Oh my God. I'm so shocked.
I don't think that's an incorrect assessment. So yeah,
No.
I'm fine with Pam at 3.
All right, Mrs. Pam at number 3. Our second up, 2018, the first Women's Royal Rumble was the Victor Asuka.
See, that's a strong one for me.
That's a strong, like that one. That one says number 1 to me.
I'm okay with that.
Everybody ready for Asuka?
Let's lock it in.
All right. Next up, 2021, the EST of the PhD of the onomatopoeia, Bianca Belair.
Ooh.
Also a strong one.
Also a strong one. I think it is stronger than Bayley. So again, Joe, I think you did the right thing. I feel like that's there too.
All right, putting Bianca Belair at 2. Next up, the winner of the 2020 Royal Rumble, Charlotte Flair.
I mean, there weren't even any fans there. That's a 5, right?
Well, they were at the Rumble, but
2021 there was no fans at the Rumble.
Oh, 2020 was okay. Yeah, okay.
Because 2020 set up Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair
For the NXT
for
title.
the NXT title.
a lot of men got in trouble watching that.
Yes.
That was a very moany and grunty match.
Yes.
I
mean,
feel
it's got to
like
be 4 or 5. I don't think her win, like Rumble win itself, was terrible. The unfortunate thing, it led to the pandemic. Whatever. What do you think?
it was a little weird too that like the Rumble. I get they were trying to make the NXT title something even bigger, but it's a little weird that the Rumble winner was like, "I'm gonna go after the NXT title." And that wasn't just a pandemic plan. Like, that was always going to be a match on Mania for that belt.
Yeah.
So that's a little weird for me. So I think I'm a 5.
You know what? I'm with you. I think that's our 5 spot.
All right, number 5 is Charlotte. Number 5 is Charlotte Flair. Number 3 is Bayley. Number 2, we have Bianca Belair. Number 1 is Asuka. Your number 4, 2019, myself and Joe were there. The man, Becky Lynch.
All right, I think we did it right. I don't think there's anything I would change.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I gotta say,
I would probably personally flip and move Becky up ahead of Bayley personally.
okay, I don't hate that.
But that's I don't hate where you guys have. I mean, I think this was also hard because you got to remember there's only been 7 or 8 of these things.
Well, I was gonna say what was interesting to me, and maybe it is just because of the sheer amount of men's that there's been, but it's easier to identify a handful of not good Royal Rumble matches in the men's.
Right.
Whereas the women's, there's been so few, and I think they've been consistently pretty good. Like, you haven't had any that have been amazing, but you haven't had any that have been down and out like horse shit either.
I mean,
No.
From a personal perspective, and again, this is just personal perspective. The 2018, the one that Asuka won, the roster, like it just felt very. Here are a bunch of old school people that didn't get to have a Royal Rumble in the early 2000s. So, from a roster perspective,
That's what I
don't
liked about it.
I was out on it because of that. Like here's the thing: if you're going to put 15 people that have a 0.0% chance of winning this thing, it kind of dilutes it for me.
Yeah, but I feel like if you look at the current Royal Rumble, there's at least 15 women that have no shot of winning.
I mean, you also have people who are going to be wrestling from other companies. I mean, if you're telling me that we're taking Tori Wilson and Molly Holly out, but we're putting in Jordan Grace and Masha Slamovich, I'm sorry. I think prime Jordan Grace does more for me than 37-year-old Tori Wilson does.
Yeah, but and I agree with you in 2025. Like I don't. That's what I'd rather see, someone prime versus a legend. But for the very first women's rumble, like that was kind of a cool direction to take it in my mind.
Yeah, it was kind of a tough play for them because the men's rumble obviously had been around for so long that over the years, like it was such a big thing of bringing back, the random surprise appearance. So they kind of had a tough balance between current superstars versus making up for all the lost time of never doing a women's rumble. So maybe they went a little heavy handed on the on the legends, but I understand why they did it. Yeah, and I definitely see Mike's point too, because like
11
the legends had no chance of winning.
11 out of 30 members of the 2018 were Hall of Fame / legends, and then you had 2 members of the NXT roster.
Yeah, and so like Joe, while I get your point of like, there's half the women in this year's Rumble have no chance of winning, which, like, let's be fair, like even in the men's side, there's probably going to be at least 10 or 12, maybe up to 15 that really have no chance of winning.
Right.
I think year in, year out, like even if you really like think about it, when we finally see who all the 30 are, you can look over that and go, okay, it's really only, Cena, Punk, Roman,
Drew,
maybe.
Well, okay, I know
there's
we're
probably
not
only about like 5 or 6 men that
I know
think.
I know we're not at the Rumble preview yet, and we can maybe save this until then if you want, or we can do it now. But look up who's been announced for the men's Rumble so far, and let's actually go through those, because they haven't announced all 30. They probably announced.
We'll hit that in the preview.
Yeah, that's
sure.
fine. But I think if we go over all of them and really look at who's got a real shot, because like you said, I think maybe, and this year I think is a strong year. Any year where there's at least 4 or 5 names that could literally possibly win, I think you have a strong year. But I think it's those 4 or 5 names. So you've got 25 other people who pretty much have no shot.
Right. And yeah, that was kind of my point though, is it's just like you're kind of in that boat every year. Like when you really, really break it down and look, like if I love all the little the fake Royal Rumble booking sheets that we always see this time of year. But like when we actually hit number 30 and you pull up Wikipedia on Saturday evening while we're watching this, and you see the 30 names while there's still 9 guys in the ring, you can look at that and go, oh yeah, it was really only these 5 that actually had a chance at winning. And like legitimately, because I think especially on the men's side, there's a lot of interesting plays this year, but there's still only about a handful of so then you have 25 people that like you're gonna pretend to make it look interesting even though it really isn't. But yeah, I think we did good on those blind rankings.
I'm satisfied.
Yeah. Do we want to do the Joe's topic, or Mike? I think you said you had something about some conspiracy theory, or do you want to hit
Well,
that
that's
now?
about the Rumble. So
Okay.
do you want to
Well,
save that for the Rumble talk, or do we want
yeah,
to?
let's talk. Let's hit that on the Rumble talk. So, Joe, why don't we get your topic here?
Yeah.
Because then everything else is Rumble centric.
Yeah, I mean, my guy definitely will be in the Rumble. I don't think he's one of the 5 people that's going to win, but you never know, I suppose.
I was gonna say Tim on 3CT would tend to disagree. He says if he's in, he's gonna win.
That would be crazy. I would be shocked, but interesting because part of the conversation. Here's my question for you guys: we saw Jacob Fatu this past week on Saturday night's main event have easily a show-stealing performance. I mean, that was hands and away. That's not a thing. That was far and away the thing that everyone was talking about after Saturday night's main event. You're freaking me out, man.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
What do I do with my hands?
So that was the thing that everyone was talking about on all the podcasts, all the news sites, talking with your friends. Everyone was talking about Jacob Fatu and the near murder on Braun Strowman, fuck that guy, that he committed, which was amazing.
Doing the Lord's work.
Yes, exactly. Controlling that nigga's narrative. Like, controlling that man's narrative.
There you go. There we are. The views
There we go.
made by Joe do not reflect Mike, Jim, or the Take 3 Wrestling Podcast. Woo.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you.
I'm just glad we didn't have Ernest on the show when you said that.
Yeah, that was. I was surprised by that one. Anyway, so so Jacob Fatu obviously having a big year, I think, in 2025. And my question is, where do you see his ceiling in 2025? Not his ceiling overall in the company, because I think it's arguable that he'll be a world champion one day. I don't know that it'll be in the next 12 months, though. So that's my question is, where do you see him going? What's the highest heat point you see him reaching in 2025?
I could actually very easily see him winning Money in the Bank and cashing in on the world champion on Raw. Because depending what happens on the road to WrestleMania and at WrestleMania, like if Cody is still champ post Mania, I don't see Jacob Fatu beating Cody just for a world title shot, like a WWE championship shot. But I could certainly see a world where he wins Money in the Bank and he ends up cashing in over on that side, because I believe Roman is he officially on Raw now?
I don't think so.
Do we know?
I don't think they've really made many announcements on who's on what shows.
They announced that Zelina Vega is going to SmackDown.
Cool.
Yeah, they've been like silently doing.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
According to Wikipedia, he's still on SmackDown.
SmackDown.
But yeah, I could see Jacob doing that. Because I think then it's an interesting case study too of like, because I think that dude could just be a monster star by himself. Like that, I like watching that segment with him just murder bombing Braun Strowman. I was like, this is money. Like this is just absolute printing money right here.
Bronson Reed called. He wants his spot back.
But if not a world champion, I think absolutely if you stay on the SmackDown brand, US title, easy, like that, and that immediately makes that title more interesting, I think, especially if you're still connected in the 2.0 bloodline.
Yeah.
I actually think he's the one who takes the Intercontinental title off of Detective Bunsen Beaker.
Oh, okay.
I've
I think
actually been wondering if that's not going to be like the WrestleMania match for those two.
I don't think it'll be the WrestleMania match. I
Okay.
think that's a Clash in Paris,
Okay.
something like that at the later half of the year.
Not maybe like Backlash Mexico.
Maybe the Summerfest. Maybe that's the Summerfest match for the two of them. Because here's the deal. You got to get Jacob through whatever's going on because eventually he's going to have to beat Braun Strowman in a one-on-one match. I get it. They did the cool angle where Braun is, quote, hurt. He's going to come back for his revenge. You're going to have to finish that feud off. Then you're going to have to inevitably either have him break off from the Bloodline 2.0 or allow him to basically be able to finally start wrestling matches instead of saying, Solo, I love you, because that's getting over real well. At that point, I mean, I'm more of the let's get him away from the Bloodline 2.0. Let's let him be his own Samoan werewolf. Let's let him just beat the shit out of people. And I think that's where the Braun Breaker conversation comes into effect. And I think that's where I would have him versus Braun, one of the main matches at the Summerfest for the Intercontinental title, so that maybe potentially that if there's a John Cena world title run, that maybe Braun Breaker is the one that beats him at Survivor Series.
By the way, complete sidebar, because I had the results of the Saturday night main event pulled up.
Yep.
The last Saturday night main event there was prior to this relaunch was July 28th, 2008 from Washington, D.C. at the Verizon Center.
Umaga wrestled somebody.
No. There was a dark match. Paul London defeated Charlie Haas.
Okay.
And then JBL, Kane, and the Legacy of Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. defeated John Cena, Batista, and Crime Time.
Wow. That sounds like a fucking match.
Great Khali defeated Jimmy Wang Yang.
Yes.
And Etch defeated Jeff Harvey. It was a 1 hour special. Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross were the commentators. CM Punk guest commentated the first televised match.
Wow, that show sucked out
That
loud.
sounds horrible.
That does sound really bad.
No wonder they didn't do another one for fucking 16 years.
I can't wait to go on fucking Peacock and find that show and watch the Jimmy Wang Yang fucking Great Khali match.
Well,
I'll say this though.
It's 1 minute and 30 seconds.
I'll say this. At Saturday Night's main event debuted back in the 1980s, right?
Yeah.
So it took a good 28 years ish before it got to that level of shit, right?
Right.
Rip.
Meanwhile, AEW had Battle of the Belts for like a year and a half, and it was there by that time.
What about Clash of the Champions? How long did those last before it became a real shit fuck?
Oh, I think you got solidly into about 96.
Okay, cool. So they put Russo in charge. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Pretty much. Somebody sent me or commented on something with the NFL on one of my feeds. They're like, who books this crap? I go, probably Vince Russo.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nah, if Russo was booking it, you'd have like the Jaguars in the Super Bowl because you got to get somebody over.
Honestly, if it was Russo, it would be like the 49ers versus the Jaguars, and the 49ers would win by 1 million because he came out in a Giants jersey that one night on Nitro, and the Jaguars are owned by AEW.
Yeah.
Bro, we can't put him over, bro. We got to let him get there. And then we got to squash him, bro.
What would actually happen is the quarterback would throw the pass, and the guy would catch it. But before he started running to the end zone, he would take off his jersey and reveal the jersey of the other team, and then run to the other end zone and score a touchdown. Heel turn, swerve.
Not wrong.
What actually would happen is Patrick Mahomes would step back for a 3-step drop to try to find an open receiver. He would throw it, and in the middle of the throw, the whistle would go off, and they would just say, "All right, the match is over. The Chiefs win. Montreal Screwjob."
I love it.
That's how Vince Russo would book the Super Bowl.
That's pretty accurate, actually.
I feel like we're gonna see an Indianapolis screw job, so you know.
I don't think so, thankfully.
Joe, like, what do you? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Mike.
let's get back to Jacob. Let's get back to Jacob Fatu, because I think there's some thought processes here where we can figure out what his next, not just his next step, but like his next few steps, because obviously this is a big moment on national television, hoping to build off of it. People believe he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. My personal opinion, I don't know that I'd put him in the Royal Rumble. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, like if he's not going to at least be in the Final Four, don't put him in the Royal Rumble.
Correct.
Like, honestly, I agree. And the only situation where I would have put him in the Rumble is if you could have had Strowman come out and like eliminate him, not even as part of the match, like have him come out as not a member of the match and eliminate him. But then that would kill what you just did. You can't have Strowman come back a week later from that. You got to sell that a little bit longer. Like, if anything, put Jacob in one of the Elimination Chamber matches and have Strowman come in there. And I'd go old school. I'd have Strowman come out from the bottom of the fucking ring and just drag him out, drag Fatu like under the ring with him, and we just never see Fatu again for the rest of the match. Like, that's what I would do. And, like, you know, because I'm okay with Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu as a WrestleMania match. Maybe even if Bronson Reed isn't injured anymore, add him into that, you know, have this year's Big Meaty Men Slapping Meat Invitational. But
Big Meaty Men Slapping Meat.
that's what I would do in that situation. Because, like, yeah, I love the Money in the Bank idea. I'm not going to lie. Like, I 100% love that idea. Even if he becomes one of those guys who carries the briefcase for a while and doesn't cash it in before the end of 2025. So maybe he doesn't win the world title, but you still build him up. And, like, you know, I don't know where they're going with the bloodline stuff. I feel like it's kind of done for now, the way it feels. But they do still have Tama Tonga with him, and I like that. I think that they're a good pairing. I think he's good in that, like, role. So, you know, if he were to win Money in the Bank and you had Tama Tonga walking around being the guy carrying the briefcase and all that, like, I do think there could be something really magic there with that. So I would love to see that. In my head, though, before you suggested that, I was definitely thinking, like, Intercontinental title. I was thinking somewhere in that realm. But I do think 100% that whether it's the IC title or it's being Mr. Money in the Bank, there's some sort of title, some sort of championship ending up on Jacob Fatu during the year 2025.
I mean, I would agree with that. If it's not going to be a title, it'd be a briefcase. It'd be something like that. Maybe he wins the King of the Ring over in Saudi Arabia or something along those lines. You know, because at this point, I feel like they have to make a move, and I feel like the move on paper, if you put him in the Rumble, would be to eliminate Roman, to set up a Roman Reigns Jacob Fatu match at WrestleMania. But I don't think that's the way that they're going.
Yeah, I don't either.
So yeah, I personally wouldn't put him in the Rumble. I'd leave him out of the Rumble just of the basis of there's no good that can come out of Jacob Fatu being in the Royal Rumble unless it's eliminating Braun Breaker and setting up him fighting for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
I love it. I love that.
I mean, if that's the case and that's the way that we're doing it, and it's going to be a one-on-one Jacob Fatu Braun Breaker match at WrestleMania, and then maybe Bronson Reed sneaks in and you put the title, you put the title in a triple threat match. If you want to add Sheamus to it, who Braun's been feuding with, and you want to do a fatal four-way that way, I'm okay with that as well, because you get a veteran like Sheamus, his WrestleMania spot. You get two big fucking sons of bitches in Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Jacob Fatu, three big guys that are just going to flip around and kick each other's asses. I mean, I'm okay with it. But if he's not eliminating Roman Reigns or John Cena or whomever he's wrestling at WrestleMania, I'm out. Like, I don't want this guy out there getting double teamed by fucking the Creed brothers, and that's how he gets fucking eliminated. Out.
I will say though, what if he goes out there and he gets like the Kane spot? What if he goes out there and he eliminates 9 people or 11 people or whatever it is?
He's still got to make the final 4 then.
Final 4 or Roman has to be the one to eliminate him.
Like if he goes out 5th from the end, like he has 8 eliminations and Roman gets him, I can live with it. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and throw something out my window and be like, this is stupid. But
as long as Roman doesn't win the Rumble, and that's how we get Jacob Roman at Mania.
That's that's why I think, like, personally, from my personal perception is it's got to end with whoever he's fighting at WrestleMania. If Roman's the guy, Roman eliminates him. If he's fighting Braun Breaker, have him eliminate Braun and then have Jacob Fatu get, oh, he's the rookie. Oh, he's the first-year guy. He's never been in a Rumble before. Forgets about what's going on. Have him eliminate himself.
Somehow, yeah.
Do a dive off the top rope. Do something. Like, he doesn't care about winning the match. He only wants to inflict pain on insert name here.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least at that point, you can look at it and go, this guy really is a freaking psychopath.
Right. Right. Just make him look insane.
Exactly. Like that's why I feel like the Rumble I would avoid, because I don't think you're going to book him in that way. So my fear is you're going to be like, well, now he's going to go fight him and the Tongans are going to fight Jimmy J and Sammy in a 6-man tag match at WrestleMania. Can't wait.
Right.
I'd rather him do something else. So I don't know.
Why'd you talk that into the universe?
That's not what's going to happen. It's going to be the fucking Tongans versus the Usos. Let's be very real about that.
No, but no. Honestly, though, like, yes, but if Roman is doing something else and they don't go with Jacob and Braun or something, I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the table, clearly, but there is a world where night 1 has, or night 2 has, the Usos and Solo teaming together to take on the Tongans and Fatu.
I don't think Solo and the Usos are teaming together anytime soon.
Wasn't that the whole story with Solo at this point? Like, he's gonna go back to just like following Roman, right?
I don't think he has to. I think he just has to acknowledge that he's the tribal chief.
Yeah, but then what?
Stay on the other show and cause as much destruction as you want while Roman's on the other brand doing Roman's things.
I don't know. I feel like at this point, Solo's act and the way he's been portrayed has solidified his place as an underling under somebody. He's not a main character. I
mean, we said that for the last 9 months.
But I also,
but now they had a chance on TV to tell us that we were wrong, and they didn't. They did the opposite.
Because I don't think he was ever the guy. I think he is an underling for someone, and I think we all know who it is.
Roman. I think it's Roman.
No. I still think it's Dwayne.
Oh.
No, I think they put that, unless The Rock shows up at the Rumble this weekend, I think that's all dead and buried and gone.
Conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm. But I also think too with like if/when Solo has to declare Roman as the true tribal chief, that's where then Solo goes back to the Bloodline 2.0, still tries to be in charge, and that's where you start to see the cracks, because Jacob and the Tongans aren't gonna look at Solo as the leader, because, like, dude, you ended up having to bitch out and call Roman the tribal chief. Why am I?
Isn't that supposed to take place on Monday? Isn't his tribal anointment supposed to be Monday night?
I think so.
Cool. So when The Rock shows up in insert Raw City here on Netflix, and that's when you find
They're
out
still
that
in Indy on Monday, right?
I don't know where they're at off the top of my head. I'm just saying when The Rock shows up at Raw on Netflix from potentially beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana, and interrupts it, and its Solo has been doing The Rock's undermining and has failed.
Cleveland.
Oh, even better. That city sucks.
The old mistake on the lake.
It's a real shithole.
So the Miz is definitely gonna be on Raw, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Isn't he on the SmackDown roster though? Didn't they formally announce that?
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
No,
on the Twitter.
He's still on Raw. They moved the Wyatts to SmackDown.
I'm pretty sure they moved him to
No.
SmackDown Friday.
SmackDown. Yeah, Miz is on SmackDown.
Ew.
Actually, that's actually better. Miz is better on SmackDown.
Gets him away from the final testimony.
Thank God.
Yeah, but it puts him
the
back with
final
the Wyatts.
testimony-
I thought that was the point, getting him away from them.
Can the final testimony be moved to TNA? I'd actually be fine with that.
TNA explosion.
That I ain't gonna fucking watch him either way. So just
Not Impact. The other the other shit show that they have.
Good Lord, yeah. Karrion Kross still sucks to me. I just can't.
It sucks out loud.
I'll never not look at you as anything but Temu Demolition.
Yeah.
Like I just can't.
You know what? I want him on Raw or SmackDown though, just so I can look at Scarlett.
I mean, you're not wrong. There's also the internet for that. But
that's fine. It's more than fine.
Yeah, I think sky's the limit, both this year and beyond for Jacob.
I would agree with that assessment.
Cool. Michael, hit us with some more blind rankings.
All right. Blind rankings. Our last two blind rankings are going to be rank your return, like level of excitement for these returns. I have 5 men, 5 women.
Okay.
Same thing. 1 being the best, 5 being the least excited for. We're going to go through those. I have to make an adjustment on one because I don't know how to spell. Shocker. We'll start with the men's again because we started with them for the winners. Let's start off number 1, the wanted man, Nick Nemeth.
Like level of excitement that he might return at the Rumble.
If he returns, what's your level of excitement for Nick Nemeth to return at the Royal Rumble?
You know he's going to be on the Jericho cruise, right?
Oh.
Number 1, Nick Nemeth.
Me, brother.
That wasn't part of the question there, Joe. It was
out of all the people that could return, show up, like I've never been a Ziggler guy. Like I think it would be kind of cool because he has gone out on his own, but to me it's like a 4.
Yeah, it's not like he's been away from the company for like 10 years or anything. He's barely been away from the company, so I'm not that excited for it. I'd be like a 4 or 5 too. I feel like maybe save the 5 spot in case you break Vince McMahon out on us, but
don't worry, that ain't happening. I might break Chris Benoit back out though. About that. Next up, so Nick Nemeth is 4. Next up, the current TNA World Champion, I believe in Joseph Hendry.
1. Seriously, I'm so into the fucking Joe Hendry thing. I want to hear that music and that fucking crowd go absolutely banana at Royal Rumble.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I would probably be closer to a 2, but if Jim feels strongly about this, I won't fight.
I mean, we can move it to a 2. I'm okay with that. But yeah, for me personally, it's a 1. But I'm fine with it 2.
I'm also not going to point out that he too is on the Jericho cruise. Let's go with 2.
No, actually, he's not. They've already said that he's not.
Oh, he's not? He was announced, though.
Yeah, he was canceled.
Well, then he's going to show up at the fucking Rumble.
I would say I feel like that's also just a WWE decision, maybe completely.
Hey, remember that agreement that we came up with? Fuck Chris Jericho.
That's right.
Fuck them.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
Don't worry, it doesn't work for us either, Chris. All right, you have the 2 and the 4 taken up. Next up, we'll go with the current NXT World Champion, Oba Femi.
It'd actually be kind of cool to see him show up and like get a cool little spot in the match. But it's not number 1 either.
So we have 1, 3, and 5 left, right?
Correct.
It's probably 3 because it's not the worst, but it's not the best.
All right, so Oba Femi at 3. All right, next up, the guy who's fighting Oba Femi right now in a feud. Whoop that trick.
I thought you were gonna say Austin Theory.
Nah, fuck him.
I would.
I know you would. That's why I said that out loud.
Trick almost has to be 1 then, because I don't think he's below Oba Femi and Nick Nemeth.
I'd agree. I'd agree with that.
I can whoop that Trick at 1. That'd be another cool moment, like hearing that pop of that crowd doing the music at the Rumble.
It would be pretty cool. I'm with you.
All right, so at number 1, you guys have Trick Williams. Number 2, you have Joe Hendry. Number 3, you have Oba Femi. Number 4, you have the wanted man, Nick Nemeth. And number 5, Randy Orton.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm not happy to see him in the Rumble, but he's not going to be in the Rumble.
I wouldn't say never.
Yeah. So like the thing with Randy, had he not like returned at Survivor Series last year, like if this was his big return, like it'd be like a tour.
Yeah. Same.
But like
agreed.
I mean, he's been back. We know like he's gonna have some like big spots here or there with whatever time's left. But yeah, I mean, I would personally put him above Nick Nemeth because I'm not a Nick Nemeth dude. Never have been, never will be. But yeah, I still think he's on the lower end.
Honestly, you know who I'd be most excited to see return at the Rumble this year? And it mostly means because hopefully we'd get a little run out of him. At least to WrestleMania, get like a WrestleMania match out of him. AJ Styles. That would probably be the one that excited me the most.
I heard that
they're cleared.
I haven't seen anything official. That the last rumor I saw is that the WWE is really hoping they can get him cleared by this weekend. Is it the shoulder? Is that the?
I think so. It's either the shoulder or the knee. I don't remember which one.
I think I remember seeing him actually like comment to somebody that this shoulder injury is like one of the more fucked up injuries he's ever had. Like it just doesn't want to heal.
Yeah, when you do a flying forearm every night, I can only imagine why.
Yeah. You're old.
Well, besides that, I'll also. I like your guys' list. I think I'd probably have Randy up there as well. I almost put Josh Alexander on here just to have another Impact Wrestling guy on there, but I didn't know if he was going to be the guy since they're doing the whole like maybe he's not a member of Impact anymore kind of thing. So that's why I kind of went back and forth on that. All right, let's go to the women's now. I think this one probably be a little bit harder for you guys. We'll start it off. At least it'll be harder for Jim. Joe, I don't think it'll be that hard for him personally, but what do I know?
Well, Joe, we can't put everybody at 5. I think that's the first.
Fine.
It can't be Austin Theory, Austin Theory, Austin Theory, and Austin Theory, and then everybody else.
Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair's at 5. All right, continue.
Charlotte Flair is not on this list because we know that Charlotte Flair is probably going to be in that match.
Yeah, I think actually
she's announced for the match.
I think she's already announced.
I believe she has been as well. That's why I said she's not going to be on there. All right, first up, this should be a fun one. Let's go with the potential returning Alexa Bliss.
Oh, I love Alexa Bliss.
I've never cared that much for Alexa Bliss.
Shocker.
I believe that. So here's the reason why I'm really intrigued by if/when Alexa Bliss returns.
Which one is she returning as?
Bingo. Like we've seen her in the Bray Wyatt universe. We really haven't seen her since she's been gone.
The WrestleMania in Tampa where she
she's been gone.
Jack in the Box spot.
She's been gone long enough for us to have a better Alexa Bliss. Her name is Liv Morgan.
Stop that.
Wow. Hold on.
I do love
Hold
Liv.
on.
I do love Liv.
I said what I said.
That's a terrible take.
That's awful. I hate that.
They basically
you know
are
what?
the same person.
Now
but
I
Liv
want
Morgan's more
now I want
entertaining.
Obafemi to destroy Austin Theory to the point where you can never watch him wrestle again. I want him to beat his ass with his own
If
arm.
he dies,
I would be happy to watch him beat his ass as well.
No, you won't, because I want him to rip his arms off of his body.
I would watch him rip his ass as well.
No, I didn't say ass. I said rip his arms.
I heard
off
rip
of
his ass. I'd be okay
Well,
with that.
I bet you would. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Jim. Liv Morgan is the meh in-ring version. I've always thought Alexa was better in ring than Liv Morgan was. Liv Morgan might be better on the microphones, but the character play that Alexa has, especially as a member of the Wyatt family, was better than.
Name me one above 4-star in-ring Alexa Bliss match.
Name me one 4-star above a 4-star Liv Morgan match.
I can give you.
Okay, don't worry, I'll wait.
Ronda Rousey match was a 4-star match.
Nothing with Ronda Rousey is 4 stars ever.
That one I think
Trash.
was.
Who gave it 4 stars? Meltzer? Fuck him.
No, I'm giving it 4 stars.
man, that's wow. I'm trying to just get us back to the topic at hand.
Ronda Rousey 4 stars. My ass.
Wow. But yeah,
What about the first Rhea match? That was a good match.
It was good. So like that's the thing with an Alexa return. It's what Alexa are we getting? Are we getting something in the Wyatt universe that was rumored but kind of squashed but could still happen? Are we getting? Like, I don't think we go back to what Alexa Bliss was before, because then it's like, are you just ignoring what happened with her being with Bray? I don't think you can do that, and I think that would be so. Like, is it a recovering from whatever happened, Alexa? Like, I think to me, I've always loved her. She's always been one of my favorites since her debut, and I think the intrigue of what is Alexa Bliss going to be when she returns makes this, for me, probably a 2.
I'll give it a 2. To me, it's more like a 3. I really don't care that much.
All right, lock it in at 2, Mikey.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta put in another sports wager because my other one just blew up in my face.
Oh no, I hate when that happens.
Fucking Oilers losing overtime to the fucking Red Wings.
Oh, wait,
Shootout.
That's a good thing for me though.
Fucking shootout bullshit.
Oh, but I lost a different part of the leg.
All right. Next up,
motherfucking Ducks.
quack quack, Mr. Ducksworth.
Motherfucker.
The current Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion, Masha Slamovich.
First thought, like probably like I don't think it's above Alexa. So like 3 or 4. I don't think it's the least exciting. I think it's neat when you can see another brand's champions on your show. So I'd probably go 3 or 4 on that.
Check it out, see what's going on.
I'd go 3.
Yeah, I'm good at 3.
I'm good with 3.
Masha Slamovich, third. Next up, she returned on an episode of Raw on Netflix in the crowd. She's back in the good graces of the WWE. Nikki Bella.
Oh my God, she was so good on the Traders this season. That's my number 1.
I'm fine with it. Give me.
She is a faithful. Also, yeah, that theme song. Like, I'm sorry, whenever that song comes on, I feel better about life.
It's such a fucking banger, and my favorite, like it's because I couldn't put her I couldn't put her lower. She's the better Bella for one. Anybody that says otherwise, yeah, I'm staring at all of the rest of you 3CT. You're wrong. You're just wrong. Nikki Bella's the Brie, get the fuck out of here. Nikki Bella's number one, and yeah, she looked fantastic at the Netflix debut. She's back. She's back in the good graces of WWE. She's the smarter sister, clearly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bree's too busy growing cauliflower or some shit
Get the fuck
somewhere.
out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Yes, yeah, I'm fine. Nikki Bella at 1, all the way live.
All right, next up.
We got 4 and 5 left, right?
Correct.
Okay.
She was really good on the Traders.
I don't
Next
even know
up-
what that is, but
Yeah, it's one of those game shows on.
No,
Peacock.
wait. You'll appreciate this then if you don't know, okay?
all right.
So it's a reality game show like Survivor, Big Brother. It's in that realm.
Okay.
But they take cast members from other reality shows. So you get people from Survivor, you get people from Big Brother, but then you also get people from like the Real Housewives of New Jersey or from RuPaul's Drag Race, like Bob the Drag Queen was on this season. Or you get people like Zac Efron's brother, Dylan Efron, who's on this season. And then you randomly get WWE personality Nikki Bella, also on this season. And then all these people, they go to a castle, they play Mafia, the kids game Mafia. That's all they're doing. They're playing Mafia, and Alan Cummings is super gay. That's the entire concept of the show, and I can't recommend it enough.
And where can I watch this?
The
Peacock.
Cox.
It's on the Peacock.
Okay. All right. I may check it out. I have a million other things I need to watch, but I can't roll it out.
Thank God
Two
football
thumbs up.
season's almost over.
What did I just make happen?
You're on your phone, so you have the thing where if you make hand gestures, stuff will happen in the background.
That's awesome. Look at that shit.
Great job, Hulk Hogan. All right, next up, the potential return of Mrs. CM Punk,
Oh, fuck.
AJ Lee.
Oh, we should have put Masha lower.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Fuck. This has to be 4. There's no way this is 5. This should really be 2, if I'm being honest. I would actually put this above Alexa Bliss. Just because of the oh shit factor.
The oh shit factor is there, but I've always thought she was a mid wrestler, so I'm okay with the 4.
Yeah, here's the and like that like I think she has to have the right dance. Like if she comes back, I would hope that she would do like the Here to Mania run. You have to have the right dance partners. Because here's the thing.
Nikki
AJ
Bella.
Lee seemed like a really good wrestler back in the day. But you also have to remember the talent and the booking level of the Divas division at that point. AJ Lee seemed fantastic because she was so different. She was a breath of fresh air. Like, I think if you put primetime AJ Lee in with the 4 horsewomen, in with Rhea Ripley, in with, you know, some of the best women in you know, Bianca Bella, I think AJ Lee looks bad. I don't think there's any like, and maybe I'm wrong, but yeah,
I think she would look fine in a ring with everyone not named Charlotte Flair from the 4 Horsewomen.
Oh God, she'd come up to Charlotte's kneecap.
But I'm saying she would look good in the ring for what they would do match wise. You know, she wasn't the best in ring wrestler. Yeah, neither was Alicia Fox and Tamina and the people that she had to work with. I mean,
it was a bad.
The game's done changed a bit in the last 10 plus years. You know, when you have women who are main eventing PLEs and you have women who are main eventing Raws, that aren't named Trish Stratus and Lita, I think you give her a couple better dance partners, like you said, I think she'd be okay. Do I expect her to go out there and have a 5-star match with Raquel Rodriguez? No, not at all. But do I think that on a WrestleMania scale, her versus Becky Lynch could be a 4+ star match? Absolutely. Her versus Lyra Valkyria, I think they could have a great match together.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But no, I don't think she's going to go out there and playing the 3'5" midget that gets destroyed by Rhea Ripley, yeah, chef's kiss. It'll probably work like fucking perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Nope. All right. Number 5, because this is the easiest one you guys have ever fucking had. It's Mrs. 4-star match herself, Ronda Rousey. Fuck her.
Oh yeah. I actually, can we make her 6?
Fuck her.
Yeah.
Nikki Bella 1, Alexa Bliss 2, Masha Slamovich 3. Number 4 was AJ Lee. Number 5, Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. I think we did good there.
That was a good
Yeah,
one.
that one worked out. That one worked out really well.
AJ ahead of Masha, and I think the list is probably perfect.
Yeah. AJ like 1, maybe 2 higher would be better, but yeah, otherwise we did good.
I'm getting hyped if Nikki Bella comes out. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my god, now I need it. I want it and I need it.
Gotta have it.
Yep.
All right. Do we want to do fantasy wrestling updates before we get into the?
Sure.
All right. So the end of January is here. Through the first month, I am currently leading the way. I have 44 points. Joe has 41. Jim currently brings up the bottom of the barrel. He has 35 points. This is going to be our chance to add people to and drop people from our rosters. Jim, you have your little flippity doo wheel app so we can determine the order of ad drops here, because I think all of us are going to pick people up. I could be wrong. I don't want to speak for Joe, but I know I have some people that I want to ad drop. I know you said that you do, so I think we got to.
Yeah, let me pull up a picker wheel here.
Just something so it can be fair, so that we don't have a
Mike, Joe, and Jim.
And this will go snake style. So if you have the first pick, you get one, then whoever, and then whoever had the third gets the first pick if they want to pick somebody else up. If they pass, they're done ad dropping.
Joe gets first.
Okay, so Joe is number 1.
And then it's me.
All right, Joe, Jim, myself. All right, so once Joe comes back, we'll see if he actually wants to.
So I have a question. Is there a limit on how many trades we can make?
Nope. We
Okay.
didn't put a limit on that. So we're a month in. I don't think we can really make any changes now at this point. Now in the summer when we redraft and maybe expand the rosters, then maybe we can put a cap on our ad drops at that point. So yeah, I think that's probably the best way to go about it personally. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah. For those of you that have been following along with us, the point total for the Rumble, obviously, you would get 2 points for winning the match, 5 points for winning the Royal Rumble. You get 1 point for every elimination. So if you have one of those people who has a ton of points, hold on. So if you have someone who has a bunch of eliminations, that could potentially swing your points, especially for the week. Pardon me. Currently, leading point scorers on each team. I have Obafemi with 12, Tiffany Stratton with 11. Jim has Lyra Valkyria with 9, 7 points each from Bobby Lashley and Gulia. Joe currently has 9 points from Joe Hendry and 7 from Rhea Ripples.
All right.
I'm gonna guess he's either dead or getting more ice.
Like, should we be concerned? Is
I'm gonna say no because he didn't turn his camera off.
Okay. I mean, that's a good sign, I guess.
And he's not asleep because we can't. He's obviously not sitting down in front of the camera.
Nope, definitely not sleeping.
I don't think concern is where we're at. It's more of a
curious. I'm curious now.
The curious case of Benjamin Button.
I'm definitely curious where Joe ended up.
Guatemala. Guadalajara.
Perhaps. But
All right. Well, while we wait for Joe,
Yeah.
because now that he has the number 1 overall selection here in the ad drops, we've penciled ourselves into a corner. A world where I saw somebody make a comment about Vengeance Day and the Hardys potentially showing up because of what happened at the end of NXT this week. Where like,
there it is. What happened at the end of NXT? I didn't see it.
So basically, like the screen came up like it was like the end of the show, and it was
the bars. Okay, yeah, I did see that.
And it deleted it off of there, and then it typed Vengeance Day. So like they're thinking like maybe it's the Hardys with like the deleted universe coming back. I mean, they are the TNA Tag Team Champions, so it'd be. I think there is a world where we could see them.
Okay.
Joe, you have the first pick if you want to add drop anyone. By the way, now that you're back within earshot distance.
I don't even know who's on my roster, so like.
Wow, I sent it. I think I called this on last week's show.
You sure did.
Currently on your roster: Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, Jey Uso, Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Kazuchika Okada, Joe Hendry, Nick Gage, Shamoose, and Penta.
No, that's a good roster. I'm happy with that.
All right.
Let her ride.
All right, so Joe gets no ad drops. Jim, you're up.
All right, I would like to drop.
Okay.
Nick Nemeth and add Charlotte Flair.
All right, so Charlotte Flair.
You know, they kind of look alike when you really think about it.
Nah, Nemeth is a little bit too girly.
All right, I'm gonna drop Julia Hart. I'm gonna move Konosuke Takeshita into my AEW spot, and I'm gonna add potential dark horse in the Men's Royal Rumble, Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
And then I get another one because this is the snake version of this draft. I'm gonna drop Moose, and I'm gonna add Io Sky.
Okay.
So you're up for 2 if you want 2 picks, or 1 or none.
I would like to drop Lyra Valkyria and add Bailey.
Okay.
And I would like to drop John Moxley and add Cope.
All right. My final move, I'm going to drop Christian because I don't know if he's ever going to cash in that stupid ass clipboard. And I'm going to add Daniel Garcia.
Okay.
And then I'm done. So if you want to make any other moves, the floor is yours for any additional moves you'd like to make.
I believe I'm good.
All right. So to recap, Jim has dropped Nick Nemeth, Lyra Valkyria, and John Moxley. He's added Charlotte Flair, Bailey, and Cope. I have dropped Julia Hart, Moose, and Christian. I've added Drew McIntyre, Io Sky, and Danny Garcia.
Very good.
Excellent. All right, Jim, let's get ready to rumble.
All right, it is Rumble season, and we go to this Saturday night, Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana.
Beautiful this time of year. It is the 2025 edition of the WWE Royal Rumble. We have 2 matches, regular matches on the card, 2 Royal Rumble matches. We will start with the 2 out of 3 falls tag team title match. DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa defending against the Motor City Machine Guns of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Mike.
It's funny. I said pretty deadly in the 3CT thread tonight on the show because I think pretty deadly is actually going to be part of the WrestleMania match. And I think they're getting sympathy from the fans because of the way that DIY is treating them. So let's have face pretty deadly take on heel champion DIY on one of the nights of WrestleMania. So DIY's got to retain. Give me DIY in 3 falls.
All right, there you go. Joe.
You know, Tommaso Ciampa's already had his moment being announced for WWE Hall of Fame, so I'm going to go ahead and go with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, okay. 2 or 3 total falls.
Well, 3, because who has 2 or 3 falls match and doesn't go to 3?
That's true.
Demolition.
I was gonna say, unless they really want to make you look like a fucking killer. So sorry, we were talking about that guy earlier. I think
Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, exactly. There was no other killers that we were talking about. All right, yeah, I think DIY is gonna retain here. I think giving them a chance to carry on and through Mania season feels like a very Triple H thing because like Gargano and Ciampa are kind of his dudes from NXT. They had some of the big moments there, so I think he's going to give him that. So give the and of course, obviously in 3 falls. Next one, we go to the ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship. Both the undisputed and Winged Eagle titles will be suspended above the ring. It is Cody Rhodes defending against Kevin Owens. Mike.
I don't see a world where this doesn't end with Cody Rhodes walking out with the title. I just don't know that I believe that there is an opportunity where Kevin Owens is going to walk out with the Winged Eagle or the big belt. The Royal Rumble has kind of been Cody's show the last 2 years. I don't expect it to change much here. Give me Cody to retain the titles.
Yeah, Joe?
It's also the show where Kevin Owens loses world title matches. I mean, like, just stats are stats. Cody Rhodes wins by lack of interference from Sami Zayn.
Look, I would love nothing more than a Kevin Owens championship run where he just continues to carry just the Winged Eagle around. Unfortunately, we're not getting that. It's Cody Rhodes easily in this one. Now we go to the Women's Royal Rumble match. 10 of the 30 entrants have been announced as of today. It is Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, and Io Sky. Mike, who do you have winning the Women's Royal Rumble?
So based off of what Joe said earlier, and I want to circle back to that. Out of the 10 names that are listed here in the women's match, how many of them do you think realistically could win the Royal Rumble?
Who did we say?
Nia, Bayley, Charlotte, Naomi, Bianca, Liv, Raquel, Lyra, Ivy Nile, Io Sky.
Io Sky, Charlotte, Nia,
Bianca.
I say out of the ones that are announced, Charlotte, Bianca, period.
What makes you think Bianca? I feel like she's been like doing the whole tag team thing for so long. I don't see her as a viable candidate for winning the Rumble and going into a singles thing at Mania.
I mean, she's going to have a singles match at Mania. It's going to be Jade Cargill after they find out that one of them is the reason why Jade got, quote, jumped.
Yeah,
I mean, she's gonna fight Jade at WrestleMania. Like,
I think Bianca is one of those superstars where like every year you look at the Rumble and like even like if you go back in the day, like Bret Hart could, like if you look in like the mid 90s, like Bret Hart always could have won it. Shawn Michaels always could win it. When you get into the Attitude Era, Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock, Kurt Angle, they could always win the Rumble. Were they going to? No, but I think that they were always candidates that always could. I feel like Bianca is one of those that always could win.
Well, I mean, also she's going to come out of the tag division, and Raquel and Liv are going into the tag division and potentially fighting for those belts. Liv was in the main event picture. This is almost like the cycle that they do. It's like they want to keep women major pieces of storylines. How do you do it? You put them in the tag division. You let them go after the mid card title now for a little while. I think this is the start of the upswing of Bianca Belair. I mean, we had her in the main event picture for 4.5 years.
Right.
I mean, I think it's time for the upswing. She's been in the tag division for the last 6 months, 8 months. She's been a part of this thing with Jade Cargill. Eventually, Jade Cargill is going to come back. I mean, I still think that the thing that we haven't seen on the main roster yet is true full-fledged NXT heel version of Bianca Belair. And I think that versus Jade Cargill would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, out of the women that are announced, I mean, I'm at 4. I'm at Io, Nia, Charlotte, Bianca. I think those are the only ones that could win out of the ones that have been announced, personally. That being said, my official selection, I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to take the person I just picked up as a pickup. I'm going to take Io Sky.
Oh, okay. Joe?
Becky Lynch.
Okay. Now, so when we're talking about, the number of announced and entrants that are possibility, the reason mine is so low is because I think a Becky Lynch has a better chance of winning than most of the people who are already announced.
Oh, I would agree with that assessment.
Yeah.
And I think there's I would not bet money because I don't bet money on things I lose. But I would safely guess that Becky and Rhea is going to be a Mania match.
No.
And I think this is the easiest way to get there. It's probably the way that makes the most sense, especially for two fan favorites.
Let Becky and fucking Lyra Valkyria fight for the women's IC title.
I'd be fine with that. But I think to me it's Charlotte, Bianca, just because she's always got to be in the conversation, Becky, and I think a wild card is Jordan Grace. Not that I'm definitely she's gonna come in and win.
Just come in and strap the rocket ship to her.
You want to make her look like a fucking badass. Come in and because she looked great last year in the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
So come in, learn from last year's mistakes, and fucking clean house and go to WrestleMania. Hell, sign me up, brother. But
sign me up, brother.
Ultimately for me, I think it's Charlotte Flair. And the reason I think it's Charlotte Flair is because you when you think about Charlotte in potential matches, I think the match you're looking at is Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, I think that's pretty.
And to me, you have the possibility to really solidify Tiffany Stratton as this next huge star in the women's division by beating Charlotte at WrestleMania.
I also don't love the fact that the way that they're booking Charlotte, with her return, making her look like Emelina.
Yeah, it's
top girl.
It's the shirt's awful.
Trash.
There's so much bad. There's so much bad there.
So bad.
All right, let's go to the men's side. We have 15 of the 30 announced. We have none other than L.A. Knight, John Cena, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, and Carmelo Hayes. Mike.
Out of the 15 listed, I have 6 that I could see as potential winners of this match.
Let me see if I can guess them because they might be my 6. Cena,
Okay. Yep.
Punk,
Yep.
Jey Uso,
Yep.
Roman Reigns,
Uh-huh.
Seth Rollins,
Yep.
Drew McIntyre.
Correct.
That's my 6.
I would agree with all of those, but Jey Uso is the one that surprises me the most.
Like,
I mean, he could win it. Do I think he's going to? No, I don't.
right, like I'm
But,
not
like if
picking
he
Jey
won
to
it, I
win.
wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm not picking Jey to win. It would be certainly the most shocking
Correct.
of the 6 names he did. But like, here's the deal. If Penta won the Royal Rumble, I would be jaw on floor shocked.
Yeah, you would have to probably wheel me out of my home the next day when I
If-
have to go to baseball because I don't know that I'd be able to move still.
If LA Knight, as much as I love LA Knight, won the Royal Rumble, it would be jaw on the floor shocked because I 1000% do not see LA Knight winning the Royal Rumble. Like Jey Uso, like, is it more like 10%? Sure. But I don't think it's completely unreasonable to think that Jey Uso could win, especially given how good he looked against Gunther on Saturday at the Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, like those guys I think are believable. Do I think that Chad Gable is believable? No. Do I think Rey Mysterio is believable? No.
No.
Do I think that Logan Paul is believable? Maybe, but I don't think it's here.
Yeah, like Logan Paul wouldn't be as shocking as Penta or Chad Gable, but like it would be like a 1% chance.
I think it's more like who's Logan Paul going to eliminate in this match to set up his WrestleMania match with?
Yeah.
John Cena.
Oh, I don't want you to say that. By the way, betting odds on this if you're into that sort of thing. Charlotte Flair minus 200, Bianca Belair plus 175, Io Sky plus 325, Becky Lynch is plus 400, Alexa Bliss plus 1,000, Liv Morgan plus 1,600. For the men's side, John Cena plus 100, Rollins plus 125, Punk plus 150, The Rock plus 700, Roman Reigns plus 1,200, Randy Orton plus 2,800.
Wow.
Roman Reigns at plus 1,200 is a wild number, by the way.
Yeah, that's like if you're one of those guys that just wants to shoot money, like that's one to shoot at.
Do you know what books actually offer WWE?
If you download the sportsbook MyBookie, it's an international one. You have to use crypto.
Okay.
They offer WWE betting.
Okay. Cool.
I might look into it just to sprinkle a couple of dollars on the Rumble, just so I have more fun than our Royal Rumble pool.
There you go. So
those,
Mike,
by the way, those numbers will be sent out tomorrow night after I get home from work.
attaboy. So Mike, who is your men's Royal Rumble prediction?
I've gone back and forth on this for the last couple weeks. I've thought Big Match John was going to be the one. I part of me still thinks that it's going to be Big Match John, and part of me thinks that Big Match John is going to rehash a feud with a potential Phil from Chicago, and then now this whole Seth Rollins Gunther thing is throwing a wrench into it. Man. And then I have my 2 conspiracy theories that I want that I'm going to hit on here in a minute. That's polluting my brain. I'm going to go Phil from Chicago. I think Phil wins.
All right, very good. Joe.
I'm chewing. Sorry.
Okay.
I think Punk is going to be fighting for the world title at WrestleMania. I think Brock Lesnar is going to win the Royal Rumble.
Oh,
Jesus.
No.
Why?
So that CM Punk can cash in his favor from Paul Heyman.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
Or just to take the world title match from Brock Lesnar.
That's so bad.
I hate it.
That might be worse than Chris Benoit.
No. No, but you're no, no,
God.
no, it's not. Nope, it's not. It definitely isn't. Um,
As long as it doesn't shit on anybody's head, it's fine.
Jesus.
good Lord, Joe. I want to remind the viewing audience again.
Are your views and opinions that it's okay if you shit on someone's head?
I mean, if it's consensual, I'm not here to judge.
Nah, I'm not the scat man.
I mean, I'm not.
D-bot, nah.
I'm not. But like,
Yeah,
if there's
hard
two
pass.
consenting adults that are into that, I'm not here to kink shame, man. Do what you do.
I am.
Oh,
Damn
God.
it.
Shame.
God.
Shame.
God
Oh,
damn it.
Mike lost a bet.
Fucking Vegas. What are we doing? Losing
Oh.
to fucking Columbus.
Yeah, see, the Anaheim Ducks beat me to the punch on losing my
Ooh, I watched that game. That was bad.
I think it's CM Punk. I like, as much as I want to pick John Cena,
Big match, John, baby.
I think, and again, I go back to that promo on the first Raw on Netflix. There's going to be a series of losses before John Cena wins number 17, because they made it such a strong noted point to point out the number of days it has been since John Cena won. That is going to be the story of the retirement tour, is the continuing to get so close. Like, I think Cena is going to be in the final two. I think CM Punk is going to eliminate John Cena to win the Royal Rumble. And then I think John Cena is going to be the last guy to eat a fall in the Elimination Chamber. Like, I like, he is going to get this close so many times before he finally wins it. So yeah, I think it's Punk's time. I thought it was going to be his last year.
I mean, it probably would have been.
Yeah, I think it would have been. But he's here. Knock on wood, he's healthy. Like, the time is going to get but his hair is as great as it's been in years. Like, have you look at that? Like, I'm telling you, go back on Monday and look at that in that promo segment with him and Cody. That man's got a great quaff. He really does.
So we're saying he's going to face Cody Rhodes.
Oh, I think the promo on Raw this past Monday solidified that.
Yeah, like, there was part of me that thought he's going to pick Gunther. He's going to beat Gunther. But no, you don't do that promo and not do Cody Punk. And the like, let's be serious here for a minute. Like,
all right, Lance Storm.
Like, petty, not petty, call it what you will, but Cody Rhodes, one of the guys who started AEW, taking on CM Punk, the guy who was supposed to be the game changer for AEW, main eventing night 2 of WrestleMania. Bigger show than, I don't give a shit how many people you stuff into fucking Wembley Stadium. WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year, and you're gonna have two guys that theoretically, you're never gonna kill WWE, but theoretically these two guys, if booked correctly along with the rest of the roster, could have been like something that actually really made AEW into a competitor as opposed to an alternative. And, well, Tony Khan and the Young Bucks made so many missteps with Cody. And then you pick fucking generic Jack over CM Punk. Two of the biggest blunders in wrestling history. And these two guys are like, that promo segment was fantastic. Give me that match, inject it into my fucking veins. So yeah, CM Punk for sure.
All right, so do we want to? I think it's conspiracy theory time because they both involve the men's rumble.
All right, let's hear them.
All right, conspiracy theory number 1. Please let me finish the conspiracy theories prior to streaming down my throats.
Okay.
Number 1, Phil cashes in his favor. Paul Heyman selects the number for Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns is too busy doing his Roman Reigns things. Island of Relevancy, 2K26 or 25 stuff, etc., etc. CM Punk's picking his number at the same time. They share. Oh, look, Roman's got a great number. Phil, not so much. Hey, Paul. Remember? They switch, but Roman doesn't know that they switched. You know how Roman finds out Monday night after the Rumble when Phil comes out and Roman's having his acknowledge me, I'm the tribal chief, this, that, and the other. And all Phil walks out and says, thanks, Paul. And walks away. And then it's, well, what's he thanking you for, Paul? And then you find out that Roman Reigns really had 27 or 28. Made it to the final four at number 3.
Okay.
So the favor was they swapped the numbers so that Punk could come in later into the match, be fresher, and survive to get the title shot against Cody Rhodes that Roman Reigns wanted to try to regain his legacy.
Damn.
That's the favor. Not Brock Lesnar, not getting a shot just handed to him. It's just the switching of the numbers.
I actually like that a lot more than, because like if you do it around a title or a title shot, it almost makes it lazy, right? Like it really kind of does it. That feels very Vince McMahon. Like, you know, when the Miz fucking wins the briefcase via pinfall from like, give me a fucking break. Yeah, I actually like that. I actually like that.
So that is conspiracy theory number 1. Joe, any opinions on that one?
No, I like that a lot also. I mean, yeah, no, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I'll let you go with your number 2 before I throw one more out there.
Number two is just going to be, I hope you have a trash can sitting next to you, and I hope you're ready to puke in a bucket after I say it out loud.
Come on.
It involves Roman Reigns still. Roman Reigns and CM Punk do not have the number switch. Roman Reigns comes out at the back half of the Royal Rumble, and he is dominated as ever. Final four, CM Punk, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre tries the spot that he tried on Brock Lesnar to eliminate him. Roman ducks. Drew is eliminated. Phil eliminates John Cena. So we're down to the final 2. Phil versus Roman Reigns. And Phil tries to tell Paul, this is where I want the favor. Well, Roman Reigns is more worried about his legacy than fulfilling a favor to someone that he doesn't care about. Roman Reigns eliminates CM Punk, which pisses off Paul Heyman.
Okay.
Paul Heyman and is now standing over the now eliminated and very pissed off body of CM Punk when a countdown from 10 starts. Everyone's looking around going, what? We've had 30 guys come out. Like, what are you talking about? And in comes the boss, the final boss, number 31, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Okay.
And Roman is now staring at the runway, confused on what's going on, waiting for The Rock to come out of to make his way to the ring. He's thinking that he's here to celebrate with him. Not so fast, my friends. Rock slides in from the backside, eliminates Roman Reigns, and wins the 2025 Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Night 2, Allegiant Stadium. And we find out that little memento that he gave to Cody Rhodes was a piece of the Uafala.
Oh boy. That's certainly going to get a reaction if that happens.
I didn't say that I was here for. I didn't say I was here to sunshine and
You're here for
rainbows.
a fun time.
I'm here to cause havoc, boys. That's what I do.
That
Yeah, I don't like that. I no sir.
I actually love that. I love that so much because it fits the final boss character.
It does. Like character wise, booking, because like, I mean, even you go back to in the like aftermath of Rock taking Cody's spot and stuff like that, and there was kind of a point where like The Rock looked or said something to Triple H, basically like, I don't care that you're booking the show, I'm on the board. So like the Rock basically made this play of like, look, we're friends, we're business buddies, whatever. But ultimately, I call my shot. You have no control over me. So like if The Rock wants to put himself in at 31, there's nothing Triple H can do to stop it. So like from a character, from a continuity, from a booking standpoint, I enjoy it because it's one of those little twists that you kind of forget could happen until it happens. It's kind of like Heist of the Century. Because nobody ever said that it had to be, that it couldn't be during a match, right? Like it's one of those moments that when it happens, you go, oh, fuck, this actually can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So like if The Rock does that, it's fuck, he can do this. He's the Rock. He's on the board. So in that aspect of it, I love it. In the should The Rock win the Royal Rumble and go to WrestleMania, I fucking hate it.
No.
That's the part I hate.
Yeah,
Like,
no, he shouldn't. But the anarchy that would happen would be worth the price of admission.
So here's the thing. I assume the men's Rumble goes on last, right?
That's I would say so.
Yeah.
Like and it's unfortunate because it went on last year.
It's fine. Women don't get main events anymore. It's fine.
They really kind of don't, which is wild. Holy crap. They only so I'm looking back over previous Rumbles. Wow, you really do have to kind of go back in time here.
2019.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I don't even think they main event at that one either. I was just being sarcastic.
I don't think, Becky, that one should have though.
So I'm at 2020 and there hasn't been one. Nope, because that was Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Eliminating Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman was the second to last.
Buddy, he was a big thing back in 2019.
Holy smokes.
He won the world title at a WrestleMania.
The women have not main evented a Royal Rumble since the first Women's Rumble in 2018.
Makes sense. Wow, I can't wait for the Royal Rumble to be 2 nights moving forward next year.
Yeah. Man, that's fucking wild.
It still won't main event. The world title match will be on night 1.
It'll main event
and the Rumble
night 1.
will be on night 2.
Nah, it'll main event.
No, if you're gonna make it a 2-night event, you're
yeah, it'll main event night 1, but it's never gonna main event night 2.
Correct.
Sad. Man, that's brutal. I didn't realize that was the reality there. Whew. Yeah, that's tough. But yeah, I mean, especially if your theory, Mike, happens, this has to close.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You're not recovering the show from The Rock winning the Royal Rumble.
Nope, that's got to be the final thing that you see.
Yeah, because that goes right into the presser then. Like that.
And you use that press conference. Triple H comes out. He's starting to like throw shit. He's fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
Rock comes out and doesn't even like stand at the podium. Just stands at the front of the walkway and just goes, "I do whatever the fuck I want."
Yeah. Yeah, that's all Rock needs to say.
And then walks out and just done.
Yeah. What the fuck else does he need to say? He's the final boss.
Yeah.
Or it comes down to Punk and Roman, and then Heyman's favor gets cashed in, and Arn Anderson and Steve Austin hit the ring.
Jesus Christ.
And Heyman just turns his back and he doesn't want to watch as the Deadly Alliance eliminates Roman Reigns. And CM Punk wins the match. Tell me that crowd wouldn't pop for a fucking stunner on Roman Reigns.
That crowd would be like, who the fuck is that? The crowd would go, who the fuck is that old bald guy that's wearing glasses with a gun in his hand?
I don't think that Stone Cold can do a stunner right now after getting his knee replaced.
No, probably not.
No, it's okay. Arn Anderson will pull the Glock out and tell Roman to sell it as if he could do it.
I don't think that works that way.
He's gonna be like, listen, mofo, give yourself a spine buster now.
I know. Arn can still throw those. Arn can still throw a spine buster.
Can he really?
He did it.
Yeah.
One of his last 2 spots on AEW before he left. He can still throw a spine buster. I don't think Cena can, or I don't think Austin can literally do the stunner.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, this might be one of the weirdest things I think I've ever. That can't be real life. That
What?
cannot be. Wow, AI is so good at this. I'm on the I'm on the Facebook and and it's just a picture. It says, "Oh look, it's Brock Lesnar and John Cena celebrating with Ronda Rousey for her kid or her kid's birthday or whatever." It's so bad.
Oh yeah, I think I saw one of those earlier this week.
I'm just gonna send it over to the Take 3 CT thread. You guys can look at it. Like, the AI is so terrible.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I saw it. I'm like, there's no way.
I'm sure it's pretty rough.
Pretty bad. So, yeah. As for the conspiracy theories, like, in a world where I think either of those options are technically kind of in play, especially like the switching of numbers and that being the favor kind of thing, because then you play the role of where does Paul Heyman go from there?
Mm-hmm.
Because how does Roman trust his wise man now?
Right.
And that's I think that's the integral storyline that gets Roman through WrestleMania, because he won't be in the title picture.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I like that. I actually really like that a lot.
It's gonna be Bloodline rules.
Bloodline rules. All right. Any other thoughts on the Rumble?
Pat McAfee, Corey Graves, do they have a spot against each other in the Rumble match?
They should.
Okay.
I think they will. Because Pat's definitely going to be in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I agree. All right,
Cool.
wrestlers of the week.
You want to kick us off, Joe?
Sure. My number 1 will be. Let me give it to Drew McIntyre since he beat Sami Zayn on Raw.
There you go.
Jim.
Give me still your women's North American champion on NXT, Fallon Henley.
Fallon comes first. I'll go ahead and take the team that Joe thinks should be Vikings, even though they're now War Raiders.
It was a better gimmick.
Ugh. Scurvy, pervy, derby, derby.
Hinga dinga dargan. So I could go with the winner of the Dynamite main event since she retains her title, but fuck her. I'm gonna go with Will Ospreay instead.
Fair enough. I will go with still your world heavyweight champion, Gunther. I literally thought Jey Uso was going to win that match, though. When he did like the sit down pin, I thought it was done.
All right, so I'm last. I have a couple of different options here. I could go with Takeshita, who retained his title. You know what? We talked about him. I'm surprised Joe didn't take him. He took Will Ospreay instead. I'll take Jacob Fatu for his breakout moment.
There you go.
That is your Wrestlers of the Week for the week of January the 30th, and that is the final Wrestler of the Week of the month of January. I will get the full nominee list to you guys. You know what? I'm going to do it right now while we're on the show, so there's no excuses on, I didn't get the list. Looking at you, Lopez. Looking at you.
If we could not use my government name at the moment, it's too Latino.
I don't want to say what I want to say out loud right now.
Joe, plug away.
He will in Austin Theory.
Hey, oh.
Yeah, you know the Joe Movie Podcast. I know you know it. You should listen to it. It's on Spotify.
All right. You can follow me at Big Jim Sports at the link tree there. That'll take you to Huddle Up Podcast. We have 2 live shows left, the Super Bowl preview, the Super Bowl and season wrap up. 3CT, we had our live show, obviously Royal Rumble centric. This week we have a fun Tuesday show coming up on Tuesday, obviously kicking off the month of February, including a ChatGPT presents February True or False. And it's as bad as you can imagine. So get over there and check that out and see what ChatGPT has to offer. Like I said, hit the link tree on Big Jim Sports.
All right, you can follow the show at Take the Number 3 Wrestling. You can follow me at They Call Me Burn. You can listen to me with Jim over on the Huddle Up, like he said 2 episodes ago. And I will tell you this much, spoiler alert: if the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl, our post show will be the worst show I'm ever a part of, because I will be absolutely hammered to get through it, because I will not want to deal with Ernest or Kyle.
And you can say and. You can say and.
Either or. I don't want to deal with either one of them if they win.
Yeah, but it's going to be the double.
No, not necessarily. Because Kyle is actually right. It'll be the defense, and Kyle will give the credit to the defense.
No, but here's the hidden thing. Kyle is on a mission to make it a point that with the 3rd straight Super Bowl win,
he's not better than Tom Brady. Fuck him.
Right, Patrick, but that's going to be his thing, so he will be as bad as Ernest. I'm telling you, it's going to be brutal. But yeah, let's just hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, fucking for the love of God, let's go Eagles. I never thought I'd say that out loud right now.
So gross.
And I actually don't have an issue with them. That's the best part, like you do.
Yeah.
But I will say this as we wrap this up again. Our thoughts are with everybody in the unfortunate situation that happened in Virginia. We appreciate you guys for following along with us. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We will see you next week when we recap what happened and potentially a Rock versus Cody Rhodes WrestleMania right here on the Take 3 Wrestling Podcast.